Hi guys, welcome back to your Not So Ordinary Scrapbook channel. As promised, it's Tuesday, and I said that I would make 3 more page kits, which I need to do because I used those up before I left for Missouri. And I have, here, let me move some stuff out of the way because it's just, I don't have enough space on this table. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna move my water out of the way too. Okay. All right, so as far as large pages go, I do have this kind of this pumpkin colored cardstock left. And this is the kit that we broke open about a week ago. This is part of a whole sheet. I fussy cutted flowers out, so I basically consider this a scrap. I have some smaller papers that I can use. There's some fall trees, and then that pretty wood grain. I still have this piece of the notebook grid or line paper. This piece that I gutted out of the back of a layout. I have these pieces. This is gutted out. And then I have these smaller pieces. Here's a full sheet again. Oh, I have quite a few full sheets. I have this goldenrod. And then I have this that coordinates with that has a pattern on it. And then I have this homemade paper that I made with the pumpkin colored ink. And then I have this kind of muted background paper. I have this green. I have some scraps. Well, I have some smaller, the smaller pads of paper. Some scraps. I have these scraps left over from the kits that I just recently made. And I have this that I gutted out. Then there's these florals, which are really pretty. And then I have some more scraps. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do paper first, and then we'll do embellishments. I have this whole thing is full of leftovers from my previous kits that I've made. And then this is full of stuff that I never did, that never made it into a kit. Here's a couple things that fell out, actually. Here is a heart and a leaf. So I'm going to work with the paper first and see what I've got, if I can make something with it. And if I can't, I might be pulling from my cardstock. We'll see. So let's start with the obvious, which is this goldenrod. I really like that. I like the plaid with it, and I also like these goldenrod flowers. They match perfectly. So that is definitely going together in the first kit. Okay. Then the second kit, I have this pumpkin cardstock, and I have this coordinating pumpkin paper that goes with it. It could either go, if I don't want to use, all of that, I could do it in the back, or I could do that as well. So those coordinate pretty well. Let's see if there's any scraps that might go with that. I don't know. These flowers kind of go. These round ones. I'm not sure for sure. I haven't settled on that yet. There's donuts. That would go really well. But I'm trying to think of pictures that I have donuts. Oh, I think I have those ones where we went to Krispy Kreme that one time. I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to look and see if I can find those pictures. Ooh. What about this? Ooh. I like that better than the donuts because then I don't have to dig specifically for that. I like that a lot. This gives off like an orangey tone. I think that'll be really pretty together. Okay, so that's the second one. What can I do with the third? Kind of have a bold idea for the third one, so I don't have to dig out any more paper. We're gonna see if this works. I have this portion. This does go with this, but I do have pieces cut out. But I think that if I cut it and then like position stuff behind it, I think it'll work. I think it'll like if I put this here, I could put a photograph here and a photograph here, and it wouldn't take away, and it would like take away some of the busyness on this. So I think that'll work. I think this cardstock would work with that. What else could I put with that? What about this? This brown does go with that. I think that's a little too much. About that. That goes. These colors match. Those colors match. I think I'm going to take away this now that I've seen that. Doesn't really go. About this. Ooh, that goes. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good because this is all the paper that I have left then. So that's pretty awesome, I think. Does that go with it? It might. Okay. So I'm going to put all of these in there and we'll see what happens with this layout. So that's all of that. And I think I can make it work without adding cardstock behind it because I have enough matting and stuff like that. So we'll see how that works out. Because I've already done a layout that has some of these flowers in it. So, okay. So now to add the embellishments. So let me get the embellishments out of here and see. Well, maybe I should pick the photos first. Do I do the photos first or do I do... Well, let's look at some embellishments and see what happens. See what I can find that goes with them and see if I can then find a picture. You could go either way with these. There were more little scraps in here, but I'm not going to worry about those because I'm just looking at embellishments right now. These are embellishments. Just going to kind of remove all the cardstock and stuff like that. is this? It's like a strip. Okay. Let's just acetate. Oh, let me just dump this out here. And that should be it for the kit as far as that goes. Aside from these little bits of scrap paper. So this is scrap paper. What other scrap paper do I have? I have this green. That's scrap paper. That's not. Okay, I think that's about it. That's scrap. Okay. Oh, there's another. There's a big piece in here. I didn't realize. There's more. Is that it? I don't think there's much more than that. There's that too. Okay, there's that. And then this paper that I've just already went through. Little bits and stuff. So we're just gonna stick this in here. And then as I go through, if I'm not gonna use it in these 3 kits because I'm done with this, like this kit is pretty much killed after these 3 layouts. If I'm not gonna use it, I'm just gonna put it in the container for another time. Okay, so I think I'm going to go through each of these one by one. I think it'll just be easier if I just put all my focus on one thing at a time. It's kind of cute. That's a possibility. I'm not going to use any of those. There's no reason to. It's none of those colors. That might make it in a layout. You know, maybe I should do all 3 at once because of the fact that if I'm putting them in here, I could really try to put that in there on this one. Oh no. There is some black on there, so we'll just stick it in there, and if it gets used, it gets used. Okay, what's this? Family Memories. It kind of goes with that one. Ooh, this one with flowers goes really good with that. Very pretty. Lime green. There is some lime green in there, but I want to kind of stay away from that. I think I'm going to stick this Felicity card in there. Okay, this says it's a boy. No. Blue. Blue does go, but I don't think so. Here's a picnic basket. That would be cute with this, except for I'm going to take this little piece out. I don't have a ton of battery space on my camera right now, so I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Plus, it's getting to the point where, well, I'm waiting so Ethan can help me. This would go good with like Silver Dollar City, actually. I know I have Silver Dollar City. Which one though? I kind of like the look of this. Like with these flowers, it looks kind of old-fashioned. I do have some Silver Dollar City pictures in there. Give thanks. I don't think I really have any that works. Thanksgiving. Any more Thanksgiving pictures right now? Because I use so many of them. I mean, I do. I take pictures every Thanksgiving, and I just don't know for sure. This looks old-fashioned. This purple. I was going to use this purple in here because I thought it looked good, but I don't think so. Gather Together, that's gray. Well, that would work for Soda Dollar City too, because we went together. Military built would work. I don't know what we'd build, but Discover. Well, that would work for that. What does this say? Happiness and love around when friends and family gather around. I don't know. I'm going to stick that in there just in case. And some bread. This is all about cats. Oh, I hope that's UPS. I bet it is. I can hear their music. There's one thing about UPS that is so weird, and I don't know if that's one of the reasons why they play music so loud. I mean, they blast their music. That is UPS. Okay, I kind of figured UPS was stopping by. This says He Loves Me. That one's perfect for that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna stop the camera. I think UPS is here. Okay, I'm back. It was UPS. So, I don't even know what I was talking about when I left. I knew that was UPS though. That's the funny thing about it, is their music just blares like there is no tomorrow. And I don't know if they do it so people hear them coming, but those drivers must have hearing loss. That's all I can say, because it is bad. So I finally started my Christmas shopping. Finally. And I think I'm going to try, I like this. That would go really well with that, depending on the pictures that I chose. Well, I could go in another direction too if I wanted to do something like that. I don't think so though. I don't have anything yet for that. March highlights. Orange isn't really a March color though, but that could be, I suppose. I don't know. You are my favorite person. On my way. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I don't think I'm going to use March highlights. Recipes. So I started my Christmas shopping and I decided that I am only buying this year. Well, we are going Black Friday shopping for our kids, but like for relatives and stuff that we normally buy gifts for, we are going to only buy from like small businesses. So that kind of makes it fun. That I'm trying to be more thoughtful with my gift giving. So that's cute too. Hayride. I don't know if I have any picture. I'm sure I do somewhere of a hayride. These are brown. That would kind of go with that. So that's kind of what our scheme is. Well, it's not really a scheme, I guess. our shopping. I don't know why there's a pink R on here. I don't really want it on there. There. That kind of goes with this. Oh. This is Christmas though. Or no. This is Ethan's birthday. Could do birthday. But that was when he turned 12. Let me see if I have some 12th birthday pictures. Oh, kind of goes with that. So, I just lost my train of thought. Road closed. That might work. I don't know. I'm just shoving a bunch of orange in there. Ooh, there's this. Ooh, that might work with this too. Interesting. And then there's some brown. I didn't even see these in here. I don't know. I'll stick this in here just in case. I don't know if I'm going to use it though. This would go really good with this. I have a lot of stuff for this one. October highlights. Well, if I decide not to go with Ethan's birthday, I could do that. Happy Halloween. That would work with that. I want to go that route. So I'm kind of excited about, you know, doing Christmas that way. Like, my parents have everything they could ever possibly want. I mean, really, they really don't need anything. So I try to get them like gift cards and things to restaurants and stuff. That, you know, because they have a lot of doctor's appointments and they have to go out to eat a lot. And I'll probably do that for my sister too, because Dan has a lot of doctor's appointments right now and they probably have to eat out a lot. So, I think I'm going to do like gift card and then like a gift for, like a small business gift. This says happy birthday. He said, oh, that would be cute if I did birthday and then I have that thing that this where it's, he did say those things because I asked him, I like interviewed him. So that would be cute. If I did Silver Dollar City with that one. This says happy birthday. So if that's his birthday, I'll stick that in there. What are these things? These are just little odds and ends and bits and pieces. There's a heart that matches that. It's a little leaf. You know what? This would almost match that. If I needed just a little bit of different color. I don't know. I might stick that scrap in there too. Tough. Might work with that. So I think that that's how we're going to do Christmas this year. Like for family far away. It's like a gift card. I was trying to think of what to get my grandma because honestly, when we went to the nursing home this past Saturday to see her, I did not expect what it just blew my mind. I mean, and I don't know if it was that I just have been in denial. My mom told me she was in bad shape. And that's part of the reason why Matt and Yessie and them came, was because Mom was concerned. Well, she she didn't ask them to come. They decided on their own to come. But we knew that Grandma was going downhill, and she's very, very old. And so, but I don't know if I was like in denial about it, because when I think about it, you know, I assume, because I have talked to her on the phone, like, well, the last time I talked to her on the phone, it was 2 weeks ago. And I don't know if, like, I know that she has good days and bad days. I know that. You know, everybody does, but I know that her bad days are involve her cognitive state. So, but I didn't know, because the last time I talked to her, she seemed fine on the phone. I mean, she knew who I was. She sounded excited to talk to me and everything like that. But when we went to visit her on Saturday and we walked in her room, she acted like she didn't know who we were. Like, she never greeted us, like, with even a hello. They had her sitting in a chair with, like, a table pushed up against her. The TV was, like, on super loud when we went in there. She only had one hearing aid in, and she looked at me like I had to ask her if she knew who I was, and it took her a minute to say my name. But when she said my name, it was like, Amy. That's what she said. It wasn't like the way that she always greets me. She's like, the last time I saw her, she greeted me like, oh, my Amy. She always says that. Oh, my Amy. And she's like, and she'll be like, you know, she'll just, oh, I'm so happy to see you. I mean, she really has a lot of enthusiasm, you know, like, I haven't seen her in almost a year, you know, and even when I talked to her on the phone, like, a couple weeks ago, she was like, you know, she sounded like her old self. But, like, I don't think she knew who I was. It was really, really strange. And, and I don't think she knew who any of us were. Just the way that she was acting was really odd. It was really, really odd. And my mom, right when we got in, Mom's like, oh, let's take a picture, you know, of everybody. And so we all kind of like gathered around her, and I went to grab her hand, and she pulled her hand away from me, and she looked at me like, who are you and why are you trying to grab my hand? Well, that is not my grandma. I mean, my grandma always is the one who grabs for my hand, and she always kind of swings it a little bit, and she's always like, oh, my Amy, you know, and that's how she always acts. Well, she looked at me blankly like she didn't know who I was and why I was grabbing her hand. So I let go of her hand, and then we took the picture, and I went to put my arm around her, and again, she was like, she pulled away from me, like she didn't know who I was, and why are you putting your arm around me? And I was just like, okay, this is really weird. This is just like, I mean, I know dementia happens, and I know, but it was like a shock, because I I guess I wasn't ready for it. Because she's never acted that way before. And, you know, and because I had just talked to her on the phone recently, I didn't think that the change would be so, like, would be that bad. I mean, I didn't think that, like, Mom told me that, like, her cognitive state was, like, slipping, but I didn't think that it would be as bad as what it was. And we were there at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they had not changed her bedding yet. Like, from that morning, they had not done anything in her room. And because she's so old, they, you know, her bed needs changed like every single day. And like, no one had, well, while we were in there, the nurse's aide came in and she's like, oh, I haven't had time to change her bed or anything. And I noticed that her room like smelled really bad. And that nursing home has never, ever, like, I've been in that nursing home so many times. That nursing home, they used to keep pristinely clean. Like, it's one of the most expensive ones in the area. And they used to keep it pristinely clean, and her room never, ever smelled. Ever. And, like, it reeked. Like, her room reeked. And even down the hallway, like, other rooms reeked. And that nursing home has never ever smelled like that before. It literally made me sick. I was like, and I knew that nursing home had changed ownership hands, because my dad used to like work for them, like doing like odd jobs and stuff like that for like because he's retired. He used to like, I don't know if he volunteered at services or if they paid him a little bit or whatever. But my dad is a master's electrician. So like a lot of things that needed fixing, my dad would fix. Well, when it changed hands, like ownership hands, a lot of people left. Like they didn't want to work there anymore. And my dad was one of them. He left and he went to a different home to do the same thing for them. Well, they once this new ownership came in, they just have let that nursing home go downhill. And my mom even made the comment, she's like, if I called like home health or whatever, I think they would get fined, because that it's not clean anymore. That place is not clean anymore, like it used to be. So we were deeply concerned about that. And then Bob came into her room, who is supposedly her boyfriend. I mean, it's not really, I don't even know how to describe him, because he's paralyzed and in a wheelchair and like at least her age. I mean, they're both in their 90s. I mean, but they were more like companions. And I thought it was sweet. And I was like, and I always like encouraged Grandma like to because he was someone she could talk to. Well, then he came in the room while we were in there, and like I was happy to see him, and I said, oh, you know, thank you for stopping by and all this stuff. Well, when he left, well, when we left, I should say, Mom's like, she's like, I do not like that guy. And I said, why? I said, you know, it's companionship for Grandma. It's someone to talk to, so she doesn't feel so lonely. And Mom's like, you do not know what that man has done. And I said, well, what has he done? And Mom's like, she told me that he told my grandma that she was fat. She was getting fat. And my grandma is on the thin side anyway. But, so my grandma stopped eating. Like, she refuses to eat a lot. Or, not a lot, but, like, refuses to eat what she should eat. Because she needs nourishment, like, she's recovering from COVID. I mean, she's COVID free, but she has after effects from COVID. And so because of that, she needs to, like, eat the food that is provided for her by the dietitian. Well, because Bob told her this, that she needed to lose weight, she's been super conscious about her weight all of a sudden. And the woman is, like, in her late 90s. I mean, seriously, you don't... I could just smack that man, because now Grandma thinks that she's fat and she needs to lose weight. And she's already lost, in the past month, she's lost like 16 pounds. And she's frail as it is. It's like she does not need to lose any more weight. So Mom went to the dietitian and talked to the dietitian about that. And said, aren't you monitoring her food? And they said, yes, we're monitoring her food, but we can't force her to eat if she doesn't want to eat. So my mom was upset about that they hadn't talked to her, or, and told her, you need to eat, or you're not going to fully recover, which I doubt that she'll fully recover anyway. But she this would be like Silver Dollar City. And the dietitian, Mom and the dietitian seemed to be on the same page. Well, then my mom went back to visit my grandma, like a couple days later after she had talked to the dietitian, and my grandma yelled at my mom and said, don't you mess with my care here. So she was, like, mad because she thinks that Bob has her best interest at heart, and Bob could give a crap about her. I mean, he may come in and visit her and all this stuff, but he really, I don't think that he really truly cares about her. And here's another reason why. Because just recently my mom went to visit her, and my grandma, or Mom said, did you eat lunch? And, like, guests are because of COVID, guests are not allowed in the lunchroom anymore. So Mom can't go in there and, like, make sure that she's eating or encourage her to eat or whatever. But Bob can sit at her table. Well, Grandma made the comment to my mom that her food was so hot, and, like, my grandma was crying because it was, like, so hot. She said, it was so hot, I couldn't eat it. And so mom went to talk to the dietitian. She's like, why was her food so hot? And the dietitian said, because my grandma cannot feed herself. She's paralyzed on one side, and because she's so weak, she can't feed herself. So someone is feeding her. And so mom went to talk to the dietitian. Anyway, the dietitian said, Bob put hot sauce in her chili. She said and grandma allowed him to do it. And mom said, well, didn't she say it was hot? And she's like, oh yeah, she said it was hot, but Bob told her that she'd get used to it or whatever. And my mom was so upset. She was like, she said, I don't want Bob eating with her anymore. If he's adding stuff to her food and you're feeding her, or one of your staff is feeding her, my mom said she does not know anymore what she wants or doesn't want. It's up to you to make sure that when she said that it was hot, you should have got her a different bowl of chili. Oh, made me so mad. So needless to say, I'm not a fan of Bob's anymore. And I wish he'd leave Grandma alone. Because he seems to be causing more harm than good. Or maybe there's no one caring for my grandma and he is the only one that is like taking notice. But he is in there. I mean, he lives there too. So it's not like, I mean, they should have enough staff to take care of their residents. And they were not busy when we were in there. When that nurse's aide came in, she was such a ditz. She acted like nonchalantly, oh, we were so busy. And it's like, we could tell that it wasn't busy there at all. There was no one there. There wasn't even any guests there. We were like the only ones in that area. I was so mad. I was just like, oh. But that whole visit. Oh, and then my Uncle Steve and Aunt Ruth called her. Aunt Ruth sent me a message on Messenger, and she said, can you have Grandma call me? Because every time I call, she doesn't pick up her phone, and I call the front desk, and they have not been able to talk to her anyways in quite a while. So I said, sure. I said, we can call. So I talked to my mom, and she's like, well, we'll dial them on her phone and let her talk to them. Well, when we dialed their number on the phone, my grandma acted like she didn't know what a phone was, and she didn't know how to hold the phone. And when they said hello, and they said, you know, who they were, my grandma didn't show any, like, enthusiasm like she normally would when they talked to her. Like, she showed no emotion at all. And so that was extremely concerning. And then, like, she was on the phone with them for, like, less than 2 minutes, and she said, well, bye-bye now. That's what she said, and she hung up on them. Like, after 2 minutes of, like, they hadn't even said anything to her. They had just said, oh, hi, Mom. And, like, Grandma was like, she was like, hi. And then, you know, they started talking, and she's like, well, bye-bye now. And she hung up the phone. Well, then, it was just very, oh, I'm so mad. And my grandma has bed sores, which she has never, ever had before. Never. Since being at that nursing home. And I didn't even know that she had bed sores until the nurse's aide came in. She's like, oh, her bed sores are all better. And I was like, she has bed sores? And like she had her sitting up so we couldn't like check to see if her bed sores were gone. It's like, so we don't know if we can trust this woman that is her nurse's aide. Her personality was so different when we visited her that I was like, I hope to God she's not being abused. I mean, I'm really, really concerned. I am, ugh. I was just sick when I left that nursing home. I was just like, I mean, it was good to see her and it was a precious moment. And I know that once, like, people get really old, they, you know, I know that they lose their capacities. I know that. But when they're not being treated the way that they should, it just makes me furious. So anyway, I talked to my mom about it. My mom said that she keeps going into like talking to the director and everything, and they keep like saying, they keep giving her the same line of bull. Like, it's just, they act like my mom is like a broken record that just won't, I don't know. Like I said, their new management, my grandma has been there actually for like 5 years, but like it's only been under new management or new ownership for like a year, not even a year. So I don't know. I talked to my sister too, my sister Jennifer, and she said that her and mom are going to talk. Like, I think they need to be reported. I really do. I think that they would get shut down. I really do. And I really think that grandma is not able to take care of her own care now, and she needs to get away from Bob. I think she needs to be moved closer to mom and dad, to a nursing home closer to them, which is the one that dad, before he had his surgery and he almost died, he was helping out at that other nursing home, in, Coal Camp. And that's the one my Aunt Verna is at. And, he said that one is so much nicer. Well, I think that but grandma doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to leave Bob. But, I think that mom should just make arrangements and have her moved, because I honestly don't think that grandma knows, like, she doesn't know enough to, like, she could be being abused or treated poorly, or like, we couldn't even find her other hearing aid when we were in there. And like, we asked the nurse's aide and she's like, oh yeah, well, mom found it on the windowsill, like, and it was broken. And so mom asked the nurse's aide when she came in about it, and the nurse's aide was like, oh yeah, it falls apart all the time. She's like, I don't deal with it. I just set it on the side. And I'm like, you're a dingbat. So I don't know. But mom and Jenny are supposed to like schedule a meeting, and like, I swear, I hope that they move her somewhere else. I don't care if she's by Bob or not. It just makes me mad that they let him tamper with her food and tell her that she's fat. So it just makes me mad. The whole thing, the whole situation. On a high note though, like, the trip was amazing. I mean, it was so good to see Matt and Yancy. It was so good to see my brother and my mom and dad, and my brother's doing well, and my dad is doing well. He's still recovering, but he's doing well. You know, he's from the last time I saw him, well, the last time I had seen him he was in ICU, and like he had sepsis, and so he was very, very ill, and you know, he couldn't walk and all these things, and like now he said he progressed to a walker, and then he progressed to like a 4-footed cane, and now he just has like a wooden like cane. But he's doing well. He's doing very well. And it was really fun to see him, see everybody interact with Zayden. That was really precious. Like, everybody fell in love with Zayden, which it's impossible to fall in love with Zayden. He's just such an adorable little boy. Sweet as can be. I think I am done with the embellishments. I think I'm going to add some pictures. Although I do like that button. That wooden button. I might stick that in there. Little bits and pieces. So, I mean, it was awesome. And, like, we had such fun together. And, you know, Dan he's doing okay. I mean, he's recovering from cancer. He seems to, since the surgery, I think it really messed with his hormones. I'm really thinking that, like, because his personality seems a little bit different. He seems very depressed. Like, and Dan, if you knew Dan, you would know that he is, like, the most bubbly, cheerful person that you ever met. But, you know, he's recovering from a serious form of cancer, and he still has some, he has another surgery that he needs to have done to remove some more, like, cancerous tumors. And, you know, I know that's a load on his mind. I mean, all of it is a load on his mind, but he's usually like the most cheerful person, and always happy, like always happy-go-lucky and everything. And I mean, and it's understandable. I completely understand. It's Matthew's birthday. I could do Matthew's birthday, but Matthew's birthday's in December. But I'm glad that I was able to stop by. Oh, that's cute. That's a dog. I was glad I was able to stop by. Oh, that would be really cute. Matt's show and tell. That would be cute with us. You are my favorite person. That would be really cute. So, this is Mom and Dad's old house. This is my brother Kenny. Of course, he looks different now because he's a lot older. This is when the older kids were little. And this was when this is the same trip when we had that family picture taken. This is all Christmas. It's Hunter, sledding, Hunter, Matthew. What is that? Oh, that's a wedding we went to. That was Angie and Travis's. Madison, Angie and Travis's wedding. These pictures kind of make me sick. because he cheated on her and they got a divorce, and he is already engaged to be married. Like, the ink isn't even dry on the divorce papers. It makes me sick. Makes me want to puke. Can't stand that guy. Never could. I never could stand him. Like, when she married him, I was like, why are you marrying him? And we were in their wedding, and I was like, ugh. Don't like them. I didn't want her to marry him, and she married him, and she had kids with him, and they adopted a bunch of kids, and like, and apparently that wasn't enough for him. It's Cub Scouts. Tim McGraw concert. School. Oh, Hunter's home. Yeah, Hunter's home. There's prom. I haven't done the prom pictures yet, but that's not. Scrapbooking retreat. Anyway, I was talking about Dan. Here's another one of Ethan. I just hope he gets better soon. I mean, I completely understand why. He was probably 12 in this picture with the group. What, Hunter? I'm so angry at her right now. I deleted her from Facebook. I blocked her from Facebook this weekend. She did something completely unforgivable. Something that I would never do to even my worst enemy. Here's a cute picture of my brother. I knew that I had a spy on my Facebook profile, and I think I talked about this in my other video. Like, I didn't know who it was though, and like, I had it pinpointed that I thought it was 2 people, and then Randy started sending me like these screenshots from my Facebook, and I have a private Facebook, so like, if you're not my friend, you can't see my posts. So I knew it was one of my friends that was like sending screenshots to Randy. It was her. I knew, and how I found out, I never thought to even like investigate or anything. I just assumed. I never would have thought that she would have done that. Well, my son, my oldest son, Matthew, he wanted to read like everything that she had messaged me. He wanted, and so did Yessie. They both wanted to read it. And so when we were in Missouri, I let them read the messages. Well, and I said, and they're like, how did she get these screenshots of your Facebook? And like, I never badmouthed her on my Facebook. I just was like I would say, like, I would post like, I'm really upset that I still haven't seen my granddaughter, or I'd say like, you know, it really breaks my heart that my son is hurting right now, you know. I mean, I'd say stuff like that. Well, somehow she was getting all the screenshots of that, and I didn't know who was sending them to her, and Matt, when he was looking at it, he was like, when he was reading it, he's like, well, I know who is sending the screenshots to her. He said, this person down in the corner. He said, you know, when you send a reply, he said, and your picture is like down in the corner. And I said, yeah. He said, look at the person, whoever this person is down in the corner, where it says reply, that's who has been screenshotting it. So he gave me my phone back, and I looked at it, and it was Katie's picture. It was Katie that has been sending her the screenshots. And the thing is that Randy is her client. She is a nurse. She is Randy's WIC nurse for the health department. So technically, I could get Katie fired, like, so bad if I wanted to. But I'm not that cruel. So I'm just going to leave it be. And I deleted her from my Facebook. I blocked her. And I'm never speaking to her again. Because where I come from, friends don't do that to people. I would never do that to my worst enemy. I swear. That's just horrible. I figure karma is a bitch, and what comes around goes around. So I'm not going to even have to report her because she's going to screw herself. I know so much about her foster kids that she has, and which technically they are not supposed to tell other people about that, even though I have done respite care for her. I know about their families. I know about, like, private things that I shouldn't know about the kids' families, or that she should have never told me. I mean, she could lose her foster parents license if I want, and I've known that for a really long time. But like I said, I'm not that mean. So I just figure, you know, one of these days. It just hurt so bad to figure out that it was her. I was like, I thought she was my friend, and all this time she's been awful. Like, she's been wicked. Now I'm not surprised why her family doesn't like her. Why her family doesn't come to visit her. Why her siblings don't like her. I mean, she was always telling me that her siblings didn't like her. And that her family didn't care about her and all this stuff. Well, maybe there's a reason why. If you're doing crap like that, creating drama where it doesn't even belong and stirring trouble. And she knew. That's the thing that breaks my heart, is she knew. She knew how much it was hurting me not to be able to see my grandchild. She knew it. And she was using it against me. And just last Thursday, she asked me if I would take her, because she had foot surgery and she can't drive. So she asked me if I would take her to Champaign for her appointment and watch her infant foster child she has. And I said yes. Well, guess what? Better make other plans, because I'm not helping you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not helping you. And ugh, aggravates me so much. She knows how much that Hunter has been hurting, and I know about Randy's background from her, and she's the one who told me that Randy was not a good mother. So what do? Oh, you send screenshots to the mom to tell them that. Oh, it made me so mad. This is the little boy that was just at my house. but he's now 17. It's so funny because he's older than Ethan, and like Ethan has always been like so much bigger than him. Oh, this is where they were making gingerbread cookies. Thanksgiving. There's Uncle Ray and Hunter. Uncle Ray is in a nursing home right now too with Alzheimer's, so he doesn't remember anybody. I wanted to visit Aunt Verna while we were there, but there just wasn't time, and she's in a different town. Like, I wasn't there long enough. I wish I could have been there longer. But, ugh, one of those things. These weird pictures of me and Scott. So, I'm not finding any Silver Dollar City pictures. Coffee pictures. I thought there was some though. There's Scott's cousin. Could do that. Maybe I'll do these ones of Scott's cousin Dana when we met him at Culver's. Just because. There's Angie and Hunter when he was a baby. And the boys had swimming lessons at the pool, at the wreck. Or I could do this one of Grandma on her birthday. This is when Grandma was... it was her birthday, and I took her out to a Mexican restaurant here in town. And this was several years ago. It was before she had her stroke. And the guys, like, were flirting with her. They put a hat on, and they dipped her, like, they dipped her nose in like whipped cream, or put whipped cream on her nose or something. It was funny. So I'll probably do that. Or if I don't do that one, I could put these in here. These ones of Scott's cousin. And then this is an old-fashioned car when Matt was a model that they took pictures on for greeting cards. So I could do that if I decided to go that route. So I guess I don't necessarily... What's this card from? Oh, Lisa and Madison. Okay. All right, that's good enough. I have pictures. I have pictures. Good enough. And then this goes with the... This goes with his cousins because they were in town. This is my kids' cousin, Jacob, and he's a wrestler, so he was wrestling at Lincoln High School. And, okay. So that's good. So, yeah. So I think I caught you up on all the, like, everything that's going on, but I'm going to try to start these. Not tonight, because I promised Ethan I would watch Harry Potter, the 6th movie in Harry Potter tonight. And we're going to make, like, pizza kebabs. I found this while I was watching one of my YouTuber people that I usually follow. And she made these for her kids. And she said that they were really fun. So we're going to make those together. And then we're going to watch Harry Potter. So, but I will... catch you next time, and like I said, I'll probably be Friday, so thank y'all for watching. Bye.